Ramadan is coming to an end, but I don't really want it to. The same way spring has arrived and the flowers started blooming, I feel like something inside of me is blooming as well. I read that Islam is the declaration of accepting the faith and then performing Islamic duties, but Iman is a higher state than that. It is to embrace the faith wholeheartedly. And for the past few weeks, I've experienced my religion, my deen, in a way I've never had before. And I truly hope you did too. And you know how they say if you take one step towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala takes 10 towards you. And if you walk, He runs. I feel like I've been running, and Lord knows I'm no runner, but I have been, and I want to continue running towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Would Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then sprint towards me? I cannot even grasp it. So yeah, I mean, Ramadan really is going to end, but will I let the changes I made and the Muslimah I became and the closeness I feel end too? Of course, Ramadan is a month filled with barakah and blessings, so it's so much easier to start good habits and continue them. But when the month ends, it is our responsibility to uphold these habits that we've been building. Who will you be when the month is over? There is of course so much beauty in the month of Ramadan, but is there not more beauty in letting Ramadan change you forever? Let Ramadan not be just a pit stop where you have a quick bite, but let it be fuel that keeps you going until the next Ramadan. So in today's video, I want to take you along with me in a few of these last days of Ramadan. But if you're watching this, Ramadan is probably over already. So instead of making this a Ramadan vlog, I just really want it to be kind of a preparation for what is ahead. Kind of the end of Ramadan and how we can still hold on to all the good things that have come from this month, and how to kind of not let it be the end of an era of worship, an end of an era of reading Quran every day, the end of the Ramadan era. So in this video I'll be showing kind of the last few days of Ramadan, and then with a focus on what to do after Ramadan. So I really hope you enjoy, and yeah, let's get into it. Interestingly, one of the habits I want to continue after Ramadan is the habit of keeping a tidy home on a daily basis. And you may think, how do you get that from Ramadan? And I was surprised too, actually. However, as a Muslim woman, I spend a lot of time at home, and it's the place I love to be the most. It feels like an extension of all the little things that make me, me. And as a Muslim woman, the best place to be and the best place to pray is at home. Keeping a tidy home is, in a sense, like keeping your place of prayer clean. Have you ever prayed in your room with clothes everywhere and you kind of have to push everything aside to make space for your mat? I'm afraid to admit that I have done that a few times, and I feel like prayer is just not the same when my home is a mess. Taking care of your home is like taking care of yourself. Beautifying your home with fresh flowers, for example, is like beautifying a very private part of you. And you know how as women we are usually kind of complaining about the women's side of the mosque and the state that it is in, and how not really beautiful that space usually is. Well, we do have our homes, and we can beautify our homes as much as we can. We can keep it as tidy as we would like it to be. So yeah, that is a habit that I would like to continue after Ramadan, to have a clean and tidy space for me to worship in a beautiful manner. Another habit I want to continue with is the habit of being mindful of what I'm eating. I feel like my meals during Ramadan were on average really healthy. We had lots of fruits, veggies and protein, and I really had enough water every day, alhamdulillah. Unfortunately, I did have the habit of having something sweet after every iftar, so I do want to work on kind of decreasing my sugar intake on a daily basis. But aside from that, I feel like we ate overall really healthy, and I really want to continue with this as well, because I noticed that the more protein I have compared to having lots of carbs, I just feel more energized throughout the day, and I really want to uphold this. Another thing that I want to add to that is that I really want to work on being more sustainable with my food, in the sense that I really don't ever want to throw food away just because it has either expired or just because I made too much. Today, for example, I'm making fried rice. The only reason I am making this is because we made too much rice. So instead of thinking, oh, what do I want to have for dinner today, I thought, okay, what's left in the fridge and what can I make from that? And I feel like that is kind of a basic way of thinking that everyone already does, but I feel like I want to incorporate this just a little bit more, just so that I don't waste any food. So today was kind of a day with leftovers because I made fried rice, and then randomly I had a burger on the side, which I now realize is not as healthy as I am portraying myself to be. But like I said, on average we really ate very healthy, and we bought too many burgers, so that's why I had a leftover burger the day after. Okay, so I am off to Taraweeh prayer, and I thought, let me show you what's in my Taraweeh bag, because they do have all the essentials. So this is the bag that I bring with me to Taraweeh prayer. Really, you don't need much. So I always bring my water bottle because, of course, I'm dehydrated. Then I have this adorable little prayer mat. I got this from my new friend who I met at the mosque as well, and yeah, it's very small, but it's perfect for in the mosque, just because you don't always like to put your head on the carpet. So that's what this is for. And then the last thing that I always bring with me is tissues, just because, of course, Taraweeh prayer can get very emotional. You get all the feelings, so that's why I always bring tissues with me. I actually have a little life hack, maybe everyone does this, but before I even start prayer, I put one of these tissues inside of my sleeve. So right now my sleeve is pretty loose, so I have a sleeve underneath it that goes up until here. So then I put the tissue in my sleeve, because sometimes you get very emotional out of nowhere, and then you really just need to wipe away your tears and everything else that's coming from you, if you know what I mean. So that's what I have this for, because previously I just used my sleeves or my hijab to wipe away tears, for example, and then Taraweeh is over and you have all these spots everywhere. But now I have like my little life hack for when times get pretty emotional, which is almost always. So yeah, those are the three things that I always bring with me. Really, for Taraweeh prayer, of course, you don't really need anything. Everything is in the mosque itself. Even water bottles are over there, but I prefer to bring my own just because it's more sustainable, I guess. I'm just going to go now. I probably definitely won't film over there because of 100 different reasons, but I hope you enjoyed seeing what I'm bringing with me. And I really have to go now, so I'll see you in a bit. The most important thing that I want to take away from this Ramadan is, of course, the habit of reading Quran every day, because Ramadan is the month of the Quran and we really should be reading Quran every day. Alhamdulillah, I just finished reading the Quran in its entirety, which was of course a goal of mine for this month, and I really tried to go deeper into the Quran instead of just like trying to finish it. And inshallah I can continue that habit of like reading on a daily basis, specifically in the mornings. I did learn my own little lesson with regards to reading Quran. In almost the entire month of Ramadan, I read Quran from my phone. I used the Quranly app. So over here you can see that there is a Ramadan challenge, and basically I use this challenge every day to track at which percentage of the Quran I was, and I was nearly finished. I think I was at 90%, maybe even more, and then suddenly the app just stopped working for a moment, and I refreshed, and all the progress that I had in the Ramadan challenge got removed. So as you maybe see right now, I'm at 0.3% with the Quran challenge this Ramadan. And basically what this taught me is that it's very nice to see your progress, and you can kind of like get motivated by seeing your progress, because you think, oh, I want to get the 100% and I want to finish the Quran because I want to see that finished on the challenge. I want to get the notification of congratulations, you finished the Quran. In a way, I was kind of working towards seeing it completed in the Quranly app, but because the app kind of crashed and all the work got removed, I could no longer really work towards that. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say, but like basically I had the Quranly app as a motivator to continue reading the Quran, but I think in a way I was too focused on continuing the Quran instead of really having the journey of reading Quran every day. I guess like the app crashed for a reason, because afterwards I also realized like, okay, hey, I'm still reading Quran every day, and I'm not going to see the app saying congratulations, you finished the Quran, but I know from inside of my heart, of course, when I finish the Quran, I will have that moment of gratitude for myself. And it's nice to have like outside challenges pushing you, but at the end of the day, it's not really about, you know, finishing a goal in a sense that you can tick it off, but really it's about the journey that it has taken you on. And like alhamdulillah, I finished the Quran, and it has brought me on an entire new journey. I have finished the Quran before, but of course reading it again, you get so many new insights from it. So basically finishing the Quran isn't really about finishing the Quran, it's about the journey from going from Al-Fatiha to An-Nas and everything that you're learning in between. So if you did finish the Quran this Ramadan, mashallah, I'm so glad for you, and I really hope you got lots of insights and a deeper connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from it. And if you didn't, the same holds for you. I truly hope that you connected with the Quran on a deeper level, and I hope you, like me and like I have been learning, don't focus too much on the end result of seeing congratulations, you finished the Quran, but like on the inner end result of the journey from page 1 to page, what is it, 300 and more, depending on which Quran you are reading from, of course. So that's really what I wanted to add basically on what I want to continue after Ramadan, is of course the habit of reading Quran, and not reading for finishing it, but reading it for the spiritual journey that it is bringing me on and the closeness that it's bringing me. So alhamdulillah, I finished the Quran. Inshallah, I can continue reading Quran on a daily basis. Right now I'm just going to go ahead with the rest of my day and bring you along, of course, but I hope this inspired you in some way to see the Quran as a journey and not as something to finish. Today I had a very exciting event. I was invited by Amsterdam Pilates for Her, which is a studio here in Amsterdam for women only, and it is hijab friendly as well, so you can take off your hijab when you are working out. And this also kind of brings me to the last point that I wanted to mention, which is the habit of basically nourishing sisterhood, whether it's online or physically. At this event there were the most lovely girls ever, and we really connected over all sort of things. I never really experienced sisterhood in the way I have this Ramadan, and I feel like I only now understand the importance of it. I went to this event with my friend Laura, who I met online, and I never expected to build the friendship that I have with her, the sisterhood that I have with her, but it has filled my life with so much more joy to have a friend or a sister sister like her. I'm not really someone who considers myself as someone with lots of friends and someone who has difficulty with making new friends, but what I'm learning is specifically within Islam, it's so easy to get to know new sisters and make new friends, just because in general the average Muslim woman is just so kind and so friendly and also so eager for connecting with other sisters. So that is the last thing that I wanted to say for today's video. Inshallah, this video benefited you and I hope to see you in the next video. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our fasts, our du'as from this Ramadan, and may we uphold the iman that we have built during this Ramadan and inshallah continue with our good habits. I'll see you in the next video. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.